Does anyone else feel like life in Australia has gotten insanely difficult in just the past few years? Rent is skyrocketing, owning a home is a distant dream, and despite working harder than ever, many Aussies are barely staying afloat. For decades, we were sold a promise, the great Australian dream: buy a house, build wealth, and secure a better future. And for many years, that was true. But today, that dream is crumbling. What went so wrong? House prices have nearly doubled in just over a decade. Wages, they haven't kept up at all. 40% of Australians live in just two cities, Sydney and Melbourne, where home ownership is almost impossible. And renting, that's turned into a nightmare. 20 or more people lined up for every rental inspection. Landlords renting out literal shipping containers for $200 a week. Rents jumping 30 to 40% overnight, forcing people out of their homes. How did we get here? And more importantly, how do we fix this? Before we dive in, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest issues shaping our world. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. How Australia became a housing nightmare in 1980s, the golden age of housing. In the 1950s, Australia had some of the best living standards in the world. Affordable homes, high wages, booming economy. Owning a home wasn't just possible, it was expected. Government policies, like the first homeowner grant, made buying a house even easier. By 1968, home ownership had peaked at 71%. It was a time when the Australian dream was real. But everything changed in the 1980s, the turning point when housing became a luxury. Instead of treating housing as a basic human need, the government began pushing it as an investment vehicle. Interest rates dropped to historic lows, making borrowing easier. Public housing construction plummeted from 20,000 homes a year in the 1970s to just 3,000 in 2023. Negative gearing laws encouraged people to buy second, third, and fourth homes, driving up demand and prices. The result: prices skyrocketed, and first home buyers got squeezed out of the market. In 1987, the average house cost just 0.8x the annual income. By 2023, it had ballooned to 9.7x the annual income, the worst in the world, second only to Hong Kong. And it's not just buyers struggling, renters are getting crushed too. The rent crisis, a broken system. 68% of a minimum wage worker's salary now goes toward rent. Vacancy rates are at record lows, leaving renters with no options. Landlords know this and they're hiking rents overnight, forcing people to move. Some landlords are even renting out patios and verandas as bedrooms. One viral listing in Queensland offered single beds inside a shipping container for $200 per week. How is this even legal? Mass immigration plus low housing supply equal to disaster. A huge part of the housing crisis is a simple issue of supply and demand. Australia is bringing in record numbers of immigrants, but it doesn't have the homes to support them. During the pandemic, immigration dropped to just 25,000 people, but by 2023, it skyrocketed to over 500,000. Where are they supposed to live? Construction costs are up 40%. Projects are taking 18% longer to finish. Labour shortages mean fewer houses are being built. With supply low and demand high, prices keep climbing. Some argue we should limit immigration until housing catches up. Others say we need to build more and loosen zoning restrictions. But one thing is clear, this crisis isn't going away anytime soon. Can Australia fix this? With an election coming up in 2025, politicians are scrambling for answers. Prime Minister Albanese announced a $42 billion plan to build 1.2 million new homes in 5 years. Some push for tax reforms to discourage housing speculation. The Reserve Bank has raised interest rates to slow the market. But will it be enough? Some critics argue that 1.2 million homes is just political talk. Where are the builders going to come from? Others say we need to drastically change tax policies that favor investors over first-time buyers. One thing is for sure, Australia is at a crossroads. Will we fix the housing crisis and make home ownership possible again? Or will we become a country where only the rich can own property, while the rest struggle to pay rent? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. What needs to happen next? More homes need to be built fast. Zoning laws should be reformed to allow more high-density housing. Tax policies should stop rewarding investors over home buyers. Immigration needs to match housing availability. But will politicians take action, or will they just keep blaming each other? What do you think is the biggest cause of the housing crisis? Tell us in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you found this video insightful, make sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest issues affecting our world. Turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Stay informed, stay ahead, let's fix this together.